Welcome to the Shred the Spread podcast, your home for all of your NFL sports betting needs. I'm your host, Jared, and by my side, my right-hand man for our Week 6 best bets in our contest, my dude. I know what's going on, man.
Yeah, what's good, baby? We back at it again. It's my favorite day of the week, going into the weekend, football weekend, and that only means we got 5 games to bet on to get this to add on to this contest and take this lead, man. Come on, let's go ahead and get this going. Let's go 5-0 this week.
Yeah, dude. We have not had a 5-0 week yet. We've had all 4-1 and 3-2. Luckily, no losing weeks, so that's always a positive. You got to take what you can get. But this week feels good. When we initially looked at the slate, both of us thought that this was one of the most difficult weeks. We have done a lot of work to find our spots. We found 6 to 7 potential games, but we have narrowed it down to our 5. We also have our survivor. And yeah, man, I feel good. Like after digging through the preview show and doing our research on the side, I think we've came to some 5 good spots. So let's not waste any time. Let's get right into these 5 winners of the week.
All right, here we go.
So in all likelihood, Deshaun Jackson's going to at least get a return.
Deshaun Jackson gets a block. Are you kidding? Way downtown. Oh, what a shot from Curry.
That is a disgusting act by Randy Moss.
Dynel, I will give you the reins. You can lead us off with our first pick of the week.
First pick of the week during the contest line is my boys, the Commanders, plus 2.5. Why? Let me tell you why. The Falcons offense is completely incapable of creating big plays. That's the Commanders defense Achilles heel throughout the whole season. Basically, the Falcons predicated on methodical offense, slow the ball, run the ball, hit play actions here and there. And since running the ball is the strength of the Falcons to the point where sometimes the passing game is non-existent, the Commanders really now only have to focus on the running game, focus on Bijan Robinson and them boys. So now when you take a good defense with a good front four in Daron Payne, Jonathan Allen, Montez Sweat, and Chase Young, now for them big dogs to really focus on the running game and then plus have the linebackers like stack up the box there, it's going to be very, very difficult for the Falcons to put up points. I really don't see the Falcons actually putting up no more than 17. I know that my Commanders offense can at least go up and down the field. Sam Howell's been playing really well. Has some rookie mistakes, of course. This is his 6th start, but he's really looking really strong. Like I said, their offense just goes up and down the field. It is just have to limit the turnovers, which I think they will against the Falcons. It's week 6. Some of the mistakes will be cleaned up, and I really see us taking over this game. And then actually, I see us winning this game. So plus 2.5 is a no-brainer for me.
Yeah, I've got this game at a pick, and just with that, we're getting 2 points of value. So I'm really going to take the points. And I think the Commanders win this game as well. And Dino hit it right on the head. If we have a defense that can focus on stopping the run, that's where they can thrive and get stops. I'm not worried about the Falcons passing for 350 yards and torching us downfield. We saw that obviously last week with the Bears and DJ Moore. I think the Commanders will really shut down this run, force Desmond Ridder to make some tough passes, and they may get a turnover or two. So me and Dino like this Commanders plus 2.5 to start us off with this week. Moving on to our second pick. This is kind of for those of you guys who listen for our picks to use on the book, I apologize in advance because this number has been all over the place. It went from 2, now it's all the way up to 10 in some places. And obviously, as you guys know, our contest lines do lock. And this one locked at 5.5. So we have the Niners minus 5.5 against the Browns. I told you guys on the preview show that if Deshaun Watson is ruled out, which he is, we're going to be all over this number. It's just too much value. We're getting about 5 points to the book. And the only reason I'd be hesitant is if Deshaun Watson played, because to me, if Deshaun Watson played, I'd be very hesitant to take the Niners, and I probably would have been all over the Browns. But this is just purely a value bet. We have to take the Niners. This is just like week 1. This is like the Chiefs minus 2.5. This is the Niners minus 5.5. We have to play it. It's like the free square of the week. If it loses, pretty much the whole contest loses. So I'm not really worried about that. But I think the Niners go out there and handle business. And I think they cover regardless because PJ Walker should not be able to shred this defense. This defense should be able to get stops and move the ball downfield, regardless of how good this Browns defense has been. Did I miss anything on that, Dino?
Honestly, you didn't really miss anything. Deshaun Watson's not there. PJ Walker is in. And we've seen that with already with PJ Walker in Carolina. Not really too concerned about that. 5.5. Like I said, that 5.5 total is now, like I said, the value now is abundant to this point. So you, like I said, this is kind of a free square. We have to take it. It's a no-brainer. At least to us, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah, have to. I'm pretty sure half the contest will be on this, so we're not going to miss out on the pick. And this moves us on to one of the picks that there may be some controversy, but hear us out. That is the Saints -1.5. And I know. You guys bet on the Texans all the time. You guys were said at the beginning of the year, you're a Texans pot, blah, blah, blah. Yes, we know. We love the Texans. But the problem is everybody loves the Texans. There's no value on the Texans. All right. CJ Stroud has looked incredible. Yes. Has he gone against a top tier defense this year? No. What do the Saints do? They mix up their coverage. They get to the quarterback and they force turnovers. Mac Jones threw the ball last week, feels like more to the Saints than he did to his own team. That's because the Saints gives this combo coverage look. You know, they'll run like a cover 6 on one side of the field, then a cover 2 on the other side. They think the middle's open. Next thing you know, someone's running through the middle to pick it off. So, you know, this Saints team is very well equipped to have the defenders in the right positions. You know, Dennis Allen, we don't like him as a head coach, but the guy can scheme up a damn defense. The offense worries me a little bit, but we have Olave, we have Kamara back, we have Derek Carr, looks like he's good to go. I mean, I love the Saints in this spot, and I feel like this should really be 3. We're getting him at -1.5 just because of how well CJ Stroud has looked, but I really think this will be the week that CJ Stroud lays an egg and throws an interception. So I like the Saints -1.5. Dino, did you like anything else that I didn't say?
One thing I do love about, like you said, is Kamara coming back. This Saints offense finally feels a little more complete. Like I said, Kamara was at least more efficient with his opportunities this week, and he absolutely dominated the game.
Yeah, so me and Dino love the Saints. Well, I shouldn't say love, but we do like the Saints 1.5. I feel like it's a good value pick for this week as well. That moves us on to our 4th pick. Dino, I will also let you take the reins on this one.
Our 4th pick going into the contest, it's the Cincinnati Bengals -2.5. Why? Well, I'll tell you why. That boy Joe Burrow looks good. He finally looks good. Yeah, he looks back. You know what I'm saying? And that gives me a lot of confidence going into this week. At the end of the day, like I said, Jamar Chase, you heard him. He's always open, guys. He's always open. And that's going to cause a problem all game, no matter how many points the Seattle Seahawks kind of put up. And to be honest with you, that Bengals defense can generate pressure. Geno Smith does struggle with pressure. I really feel like Trey Hendrickson and DJ Reader is going to cause some problem, especially in the interior. No quarterback likes interior pressure. So I feel like that's one of the advantages the Bengals have going into this week. And on top of that, like I said, man, with Joe Burrow being back and maybe to throw the ball and spread the ball downfield, Joe Mixon is going to be now involved a little bit more and get that running game going. So I'm excited. I believe this is going to be the beginning of resurgence of the Bengals and their way trying to compete for the AFC North.
Yeah, Dino pretty much said everything, but I think the biggest reason I think the Bengals win this game and win it handily is because the Bengals are 2-3 right now. If they salvage this game, they win, they cover, they go into the bye 3-3. That is way different of a feeling in the locker room than losing this game and going into the bye 2-4. And if the Ravens win, that's another game they'll be behind, and then they're just playing catch up all year. And the Bengals the Bengals schedule doesn't get that much easier. So they're going to have some competition coming up after the bye. They really need to win this game. I think they're going to go out there and handle business. They're at home. You know, Seahawks coming off a bye, maybe a little bit rusty, but I like the Bengals in the spot -2.5. And last but not least, it seems like we're going with the kid that nobody believes in. The public just is out on him for some reason. They just don't believe that this is the quarterback that he is.
Scrappy kid.
And that's the guy, Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield and the Buccaneers +3.5 at home against a Lions team that is just banged up. I mean, we're talking about Gibbs, Laporta's banged up. I mean, Amon-Ra St. Brown has that lingering injury. I mean, when you have so many key pieces of that team that is just, dealing with injuries that are playing with them or missing time, the biggest thing that I can say is we know the Lions have really went out there and tried to establish the run. And I hit on it last episode. This Buccaneers team is no joke up front. They will stop the run. They will force you to pass the ball. And the biggest thing I can say is that if the Buccaneers can limit the Lions on the ground, they should have no problem winning this game. I really like the Buccaneers in the spot. I love them as an underdog. And I could really see the Buccaneers come out and handle business and shock the world because it seems like the public is out of the Buccaneers.
I have to agree with you there, bro. Like I said, at the end of the day, in the back end, the Gravediggers back there, between Winfield Jr., Dean and Carlton Davis. Like I said, that's an upper echelon, tier 1, tier 2 secondary in the back end. Like I said, Baker Mayfield, man, just be able to just limit the turnover, limit turnovers and just be able to drop the ball, give the ball to your big guys and Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. I mean, it has been really working. I'm actually very, very floored of the way Baker Mayfield has been playing. And like I said, that defense backs him up every time. And when you got the number of +3, when you give us the hook at 3.5 as well, I mean, to me, you got to take that right now. This Bucs team is very, very hot, and they're looking to continue the resurgence.
Yeah, so that's our 5 picks. I really like our spots. Commanders +2.5, Niners -5.5 strictly for the value, Saints -1.5 just for the defensive structure, Bengals -2.5. We're going to buy low on the Bengals still. I don't think the public is really on them. And then the Buccaneers, everybody's counting the kid out with Baker Mayfield. He is going to make or break our picks this week. I feel like I really like our other 4. I think the Buccaneers is the one that I really want to see them take the step this week and beat the Lions. So, with that being said, those are our 5. Now our survivor pick. So I was looking over this week, and obviously last week I told you guys I would be on the Lions. They had those injuries, and I did switch to the Dolphins. So obviously the Dolphins are out in my entry. However, I think there's only one spot that seems safe this week. If you want to play it safe, I was between 2 picks. The first pick and the obvious one to me is the Bills. Obviously coming off of a loss, they're like 14.5 point favorites, and Daniel Jones is not playing. So I think if you're playing it safe this week, that's the one. If you want to play it more strategic, the play has been to fade the Cardinals. So you could take the Rams. I think they're 6.5, 7 point favorites on most books. They have about a 74% chance implied win chance. But that just shows the difference between the Rams are 74% chance to win and the Bills are 91%. The Bills are going to start running into a tougher schedule, so I'm just going to go ahead and use them this week to get them out of the way. But yeah, so that's going to be my survivor pick. I'd say 1 Bills, 2 Rams. But yeah, so those are our 5 picks of the week. We're looking for our first 5-0 of the season. I feel like we have a chance to get it this week, Dino. You want to say anything to the boys before we get out of here?
No, I'm really about to say the same thing I usually do. Bet responsibly, bet lightly, bet to your units. Don't go stupid, don't go dumb. Listen to this episode. Take what we say, use it as a guidance. You know what I'm saying? These are just our picks. These are not, you have to replay, do mix and match. This is what we love. And we're just going to continue on and try going this 5-0 week. And we just hope to bring you on the journey.
Yeah, dude, we're 17-8 against the spread on this season. That's awesome. That is that's what 17. That's about 68 to 70%, somewhere around there. So that's well above profitable. If you guys have been straight betting all of our picks, then you're up 9. So you're up, if $100 better's up close to $900 with the juice and stuff. So, we're having a good week, or we're having a good season. Let's keep it up. Me and Dino are going to keep climbing in this contest. But this has been the Shred the Spread podcast, week 6 best bets. You can follow us on Twitter at @ShredTheSpread_. If you're into TikTok, you can also follow us on there at @ShredTheSpread. But for myself, Dynell, and our awesome producer, Tyler, this has been the week 6 best bets for our contest. Until next time, we'll see you.
Peace.